Welcome back to CHIU STYLE, where we unravel the next chapter of Sir Lancelot's legendary tale. In this second episode, we dive into the heart of Camelot's most turbulent storm, the forbidden love between Sir Lancelot and Queen Guinevere. This ill-fated romance, born of passion and fraught with conflict, sets the stage for the unraveling of the Round Table and the tragic downfall of King Arthur's kingdom. From the moment Sir Lancelot arrived at King Arthur's court, his valor and noble character earned him the admiration of all. As the greatest of the Round Table knights, his deeds in battle and his unwavering loyalty to Arthur made him a shining exemplar of chivalry. Yet, it was his growing bond with Queen Guinevere that would alter the course of his destiny. At first, their connection was one of mutual respect. Guinevere, renowned for her grace, wisdom, and compassion, found in Lancelot a kindred spirit, a knight whose heart matched his prowess. Lancelot, in turn, was captivated by the queen's kindness and quiet strength, qualities that shone brightly in the court's gilded halls. Their shared moments, conversations during feasts, fleeting glances during tournaments, and quiet walks in the gardens, kindled a spark that neither could ignore. As their companionship deepened, so did their feelings. A stolen glance, a gentle word of comfort after a perilous quest, or a shared smile during a moment of triumph fanned the flames of a love that neither dared acknowledge. Yet, the weight of their roles pressed heavily upon them. Guinevere was Arthur's queen, the heart of Camelot, and Lancelot was the king's most trusted champion. Their love, however pure, was a betrayal of the very ideals they cherished: honor, loyalty, and duty. The internal struggle between love and duty tore at both Lancelot and Guinevere. Lancelot, bound by his oath as a knight, wrestled with guilt over his feelings for the wife of his king and friend. Each moment spent with Guinevere was a battle between his heart's desire and the code of chivalry that defined him. He prayed for strength to resist, yet found himself drawn ever closer to her, unable to sever the bond that had grown between them. Guinevere, too, was caught in a maelstrom of emotion. By day, she played the part of the devoted queen, supporting Arthur and upholding the unity of the court. But in the quiet of the night, her thoughts turned to Lancelot, his courage, his tenderness, and the solace he brought to her soul. She knew the consequences of their love could shatter the kingdom, yet the pull of her heart was relentless. In moments of weakness, she allowed herself to dream of a life where love could exist without sacrifice, only to be haunted by the reality of her responsibilities. Their attempts to suppress their feelings only deepened their torment. A brush of hands, a whispered word, or a moment of shared vulnerability became both a treasure and a torment, pulling them closer while threatening to unravel everything they held dear. As their bond grew, it did not go unnoticed. The court of Camelot, though a place of grandeur, was also a crucible of gossip and intrigue. Servants whispered of the queen's lingering glances, and knights noted Lancelot's protective demeanor toward Guinevere. Some, like the envious Sir Mordred, saw opportunity in the rumors, planting seeds of doubt among the Round Table. Others, loyal to Arthur, grew uneasy, sensing a fracture in the kingdom's foundation. The whispers spread like wildfire, each rumor adding fuel to the growing tension. The once unbreakable unity of the Round Table began to crack under the weight of suspicion. Lancelot and Guinevere, aware of the eyes upon them, grew cautious, but their hearts refused to yield. Every stolen moment carried the risk of discovery, and the shadow of betrayal loomed ever larger. The truth could not remain hidden forever. When King Arthur learned of the affair, the revelation struck like a thunderbolt. The king, a man of justice and honor, was devastated, not only by the betrayal of his beloved wife but also by the treachery of his most trusted knight. His heart, torn between love and duty, hardened with resolve. To preserve the integrity of his throne and the laws of Camelot, Arthur declared that Guinevere must face trial for treason, her punishment to be death by fire. The court was thrown into chaos. Lancelot, unwilling to let Guinevere perish, rallied his loyal followers and launched a daring rescue. In a clash of steel and wills, he stormed the castle, cutting through guards and defying the king's decree. The rescue was a success, but it came at a terrible cost. The Round Table fractured irreparably, knights who once called each other brothers now stood divided, some siding with Arthur's justice, others with Lancelot's desperate act of love. Lancelot and Guinevere fled Camelot, seeking refuge in distant lands. For a fleeting moment, they found solace in each other's arms, far from the court that had once been their home. But their happiness was tainted by guilt and loss. The kingdom they loved lay in ruins, its unity shattered by their choices. The weight of their actions pressed heavily upon them, and their love, once a source of joy, became a bittersweet reminder of all they had sacrificed. In the aftermath, Lancelot and Guinevere parted ways, their love unable to withstand the burden of their sins. Lancelot, consumed by remorse, retreated to a life of solitude, seeking redemption through penance and prayer. Guinevere, seeking atonement, entered a convent, where she spent her remaining days in quiet devotion, her heart forever marked by the love she could not fully embrace. Their story, though one of passion, is also one of tragedy. The love between Lancelot and Guinevere was not merely a tale of forbidden desire but a profound exploration of the human condition. It speaks to the eternal conflict between heart and duty, the fragility of honor, and the devastating consequences of choices made in the heat of passion. Their romance, though beautiful, became the catalyst for Camelot's downfall, a reminder that even the greatest heroes are not immune to the frailties of the heart. As we close this chapter of Sir Lancelot's quest, we are left to ponder the cost of love and the price of loyalty. Join us next time as we explore the final act of this epic saga, where Lancelot faces his ultimate trials and the legacy of Camelot hangs in the balance. Here, I'd also like to share a little special surprise I've prepared for you. I've created a digital coloring book called Britain's Streets, Color Fun Coloring Book. It contains 40 pages British street scenes, which you can download and print out to color by hand, or use on your iPad with Procreate. These streets include charming London alleyways, elegant English houses, bustling marketplaces, and tranquil courtyards. Each illustration is like a story waiting for you to bring it to life. If you enjoy creative time like this, feel free to scan the QR code in the video, or click the purchase link in the YouTube description or Facebook post, and bring this digital coloring book home with you. In the midst of a busy life, give yourself a little time, to color, to relax, and to create. Now, let's return to today's fable and reflect on the wisdom it has to offer. The love story of Lancelot and Guinevere, while outwardly filled with romance and passion, ultimately leads to tragedy and even the downfall of a kingdom. This legendary tale reminds us that even the bravest and noblest individuals cannot emerge unscathed when faced with conflicts between emotion and morality. First, choice and responsibility are at the heart of the matter. Lancelot and Guinevere followed their true feelings but neglected the responsibilities they carried, turning their initially beautiful love into an irretrievable regret. This teaches us that when facing important decisions, we cannot act solely on fleeting emotions, we must carefully consider the responsibilities we bear and the potential consequences of our actions. Second, communication and integrity are equally indispensable. If they had honestly reflected on themselves earlier and openly discussed their feelings with King Arthur, the outcome might have been completely different. Conflicts often escalate due to misunderstandings, avoidance, and repression, eventually spiraling out of control. This reminds us that honest communication is crucial in intimate relationships or teams. If problems are repeatedly hidden, even small cracks can eventually turn into irreparable rifts. Third, self-reflection and correction offer the possibility of redemption. After the tragedy, Lancelot chose repentance and seclusion, while Guinevere entered a convent. In real life, everyone makes mistakes, but as long as we are willing to reflect, take responsibility, and make amends, we still have the opportunity to earn forgiveness and seek renewed meaning and value in life. When facing temptation or difficult dilemmas, actively seeking advice or confiding in trustworthy individuals and looking for rational guidance is the most effective approach. In relationships, families, or teams, when misunderstandings or conflicts arise, do not avoid or hide them, communicate first, then make decisions. If mistakes have already been made, take responsibility, apologize, and strive to remedy and improve the situation. These insights are not only drawn from ancient knightly legends but also serve as invaluable lessons for modern life, especially when navigating love, responsibility, and choices. The story of Lancelot and Guinevere teaches us that while love is beautiful, choice, responsibility, communication, and self-reflection are just as important. Everyone may face temptation and difficult dilemmas on the journey of life, but what truly matters is facing them courageously, communicating honestly, and being willing to correct our mistakes. If you enjoy content full of wisdom and stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to CHIU Style, and turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss our next exciting story. Let's learn some valuable life lessons together from these ancient legends. See you next time.